Alright all, and welcome back to a new video, the day 3 final selections of the Cheltenham Festival for 2019. Just to give you a bit of perspective of when we are in time, it is Tuesday night. It is 9:30 on Tuesday night, and this is probably going to go up on Wednesday night because I think it's better to be up just the night before. Obviously, going to be more high profile in the search bar for all you guys to go and watch, but only the first day is come about while this video has been recorded, so just bear that in mind. I feel quite lucky in a lot of ways with day one. Day one was a bit of a bloodbath for punters, to be honest. I've come away from the day with 3 winners. Now it's kind of 2.5 more, so I'll hold my hands up. I had a tiny bit, and by a tiny bit I mean very small, on Espoir d'Allen. But main winners were obviously Classical Dream, who was superb at 6-1, and Duke de Genevre at 5-1. They were their SPs. I tipped them up at 12s and 8s respectively. Also, Discorama. How on earth did he not win the 4-miler? I'm not so sure. But he was a good each-way bet at 12s. I also got him at 10s. He ended up going off 6s, I think, which was a bit short. Obviously, Benny the Jew falling. Look, happens. Broken hearts, I know. Burnt fingers, I know. Also, just before, I know I'm waffling a little bit, but RIP to Ballyward, who unfortunately took a fatal tumble in the 4-miler race. I backed him. That's nothing to do with it, really, to be honest. He took a very bad looking fall, and unfortunately he didn't get up. Just such a shame. He was a very progressive young horse. Well, he was a lightly raced horse anyway. He still probably had a lot to give, and it is a shame. It was terrible news. Apart from that, obviously disappointing for him, and disappointing in some of the other races. Lorena wasn't great. Apple's Jade was very bad. Bouvardere fell. So hard one to know how well that Champion Hurdle is going to stack up in time. Anyway, I've been messing around there. We move on to Thursday. The first race is the JLT Novices Chase, a race which I was really struggling to have a play in until Vindication got back involved at 7-1 for Kim Bailey and David Bass. Really impressed apparently in a recent schooling session. Didn't jump very well at Sandown when losing his unbeaten record in the Scilly Isles, but he was still bang there somehow, despite jumping terribly behind Defi de Soy and Lost in Translation. Doesn't have that much to find on form. The Cheltenham Hill will 100% play into his strengths. I think he's got a cracking chance at 7-1. And I'm taking one last stab on Mengley Khan. This is real do or die stuff. He's now into 11-1 from 14s. He has heaps to find. Slower ground, 2-4, might see a better horse. Wouldn't discount Prav Laguna at 16-1 each way, but again, wouldn't probably be my end selection. So it'd be those two, mostly Vindication though. The Pertemp's obviously a terrible race, or a very difficult race. I'm going to side with Irish form though. There's 2 Harrington horses in here I like. Walk to Freedom, who's at 10-1, and Not Many Left at 14s. I think I put Not Many Left up in my original video at 20s. He's now 14s, got a chance. £4 rise for his win at Huntington in a qualifier. Doesn't seem too harsh, although this is another proposition whatsoever. And Walk to Freedom at 10, and Thermistocles, who is at where is he? Where's he gone? Thermistocles at 14, sorry. I got, thanks to one of you, I think it was Lee, you told me he was at 40s on Bet365. Thank you very much. I got a little bit on there. He's now 14-1 on pairs. It's going to be 5 or 6 places. I think those two have a chance if that Leopard Sound one can hold up. Ryanair Chase against Footbad, just can't quite have him, especially as favourite. Monolly and Undersove, my horses for this race all year. I'm not going to desert them now. One's 9-2, one's 5-1. They're my 2 for the Ryanair. The Stayers Hurdle have to be on the machine for Heen at 7-2. Hopefully he can put in one last electric round and win this race. It would be fantastic. It would be the best result of the week if he could. Super Sunday is rock solid each way at 7-1. I've always been a fan of Super Sunday, second in this race last year. I think he gets 3 miles. He's just a bit vulnerable win perspective wise. 7-1 is not a bad each way price. And Bacardi's at 14-1. I know you look at his form lines, FF07F. How does he go close in a stairs hurdle? I'm not so sure, but hopefully he does. Would have come probably third in the race last year if not for falling. The Brown Advisory, another difficult race. Sierra Delac is a very upwardly progressive horse. He's at 7-1, very good jumper as well. And Eamon on Nook is at 16-1. David Pipe, a very good record in this race. This horse also doesn't mind a little bit of dig in the ground. Eamon on Nook has got a bit of a good handicap form as well in the book. Mare's Novice Hurdle. I probably was going to side with Honeysuckle before she came out, but now I'm on to Sonoria, the other de Bromhead horse who's arguably got just as good form. And as I said in the initial video, whatever Mullins has, you do have to pay a little bit of respect to. It's My Sister Sarah in this at 12-1 for Ruby Walsh. She's probably a little bit vulnerable from a win perspective up against the likes of Epatante, but she could run well and into a place. Also a progressive little mare. Kim Muir, I was absolutely delighted to see that It's All Guesswork has snuck in as number 23. Barry O'Neill in the plate at 7-1. I think he's got a better chance to Measure My Dreams. I can't have that horse, can't have the favourites jumping in any book. Sky Pirate, he's probably got a chance, but not for me any second now. Doesn't like to win. Live, Love, Laugh, don't think gets the trip. No Comment, couldn't work out. The Young Master comes down to Speaker Connolly, who I advised actually on, if any of you follow the Racing Josh's YouTube channel, I was asked about this race and I put up Speaker Connolly at 20-1. He's now 14-1. Richie Deegan in the saddle. It's good to see. This horse has been crying out for a step up and trip. He finally gets that today. Join me tomorrow night, hopefully with a Day 2 recap and your Gold Cup predictions. Will we all be going to Alboom City?